Porca Maria, welcome to your first class, your first computer class, actually your first programming class. So we're going to focus on the basics. I'm going to walk you very slowly, and if you find this to be very easy, let me know. If you find it to be difficult, let me know as well. Okay? So the first thing I'm going to show you is what you're going to need in order to start learning how to program computers. I'm going to take you to a site called myCompiler. myCompiler, like that. And the first link that appears is the correct link. So I'm going to click on it once. And what you see here is a number of icons that represent different programming languages. Okay, so the language we're going to be programming in is Python, this one right here. But before you click on this, I just want to show you something. Um, as you can see here, I'm already signed up. So let me just get out of this here. I'm going to sign out and show you what it looks like in the beginning. So this is what it looks like when you haven't registered with this website. There's a sign up. That's where you register. All you need is your email address and the password. And then once you register, you can just log in. And the advantage of logging in is that anything you're working on, you can save it and then you can review it later. So I'm going to log in now, and again, so you can see the process, and then we go from there. Let's see. So now see my name appears over here, and as I bring the cursor right over my name, you can see there's account settings and there's my programs. So once you have your account, which is a free account, you can have all your programs saved right over here. So anytime you want to review those programs you create, you can just go and click here. You can also modify your programs, update them, or share them. You can do a lot of things. All right. So like I said, we're going to click on this here first, Python. And I'm going to remove this from here. I'm going to start from the basics. So I'm just going to write a note here to myself what we're going to cover here. We're going to discuss, we're going to review myCompiler, which is going to be pretty quickly. And then we're going to write your first program. Write your first program, okay? So in continuing reviewing the compiler, there's this button over here called Recent. If you click here, you're going to see, even if you haven't registered, you're going to see all the programs that have been updated or uploaded by people who are using this platform to write code. So you're going to see the programs that you save yourself or that other people save. You don't have to save your programs, but if you do, I think it could be helpful. All right. But if I were you, I would only save your programs once you register, because now we can easily find them back, like I said, by going here and going to my programs. So anytime, let's say, let me show you my program. So if I click on Recent, it says, you want to leave this page? I say yes. And then actually, these are these are all the programs that have been uploaded by other people as well. Okay. So once you have yours registered, you can just go to my programs. Now you can see all the programs that I have uploaded. So you're going to see at cpunchrum up here. That's because these are programs that I uploaded myself. All right. So you got to do the same thing once you have registered. Like I said, it doesn't cost you anything. And anytime you want to go back to that first page where you start programming, you just go here to myCompiler, click once, and then it brings you back to this page. We're going to click on Python again, and then we're going to start with writing code as soon as I finish reviewing myCompiler. So there's three tabs over here. There's code, input, and output. When you are on a certain page, on a certain tab, it's blue, so that means that we are on the code tab right now. That's where we can write code. Then you can click on input, this is where if you write a program that requires the user to offer an input to enter information, this is where the user would enter the information to make the program work. And then the final tab, output, is where you're going to see the result of your program after it's run. Okay, going back, so you can see there's two buttons over here. This one is to run your program once you finish writing the code, and this one here is to save the program if you want to save it. Okay, so that's pretty much it for myCompiler. Now we're going to write your first program. And it is a tradition in programming that when you write a program, your first program, you basically write a program that's going to print the words hello world on the screen of the computer. That's what traditionally everybody does. That's what we're going to do. So to do that in Python, you need to use a command called print. So if it writes, okay, I'm going to write this command, print, lowercase. It makes a difference if you write something uppercase, capitalized, or lowercase. It makes a difference because the language Python is going to look at these things as separate things, as different things. Okay, so the name of the command is written in lowercase. You write print and then open parentheses. So anything you want to print on the screen on the computer when you're using Python, you write inside the parentheses. If you want to write characters like names, phrases, messages, symbols, you use quotes. You have to open quotes like that. You can use double quotes as you see here, or you can use single quotes. If I can type it, single quotes like that. Either way is fine. It's going to work anyways. So I'm going to write here hello world, which is the tradition, hello world. So as soon as you have a chance to have a computer, you should go there and do exactly the same thing I'm doing in this video. Okay, that's all we need to do. So we see here it's a phrase inside the parentheses of the command print, and the words have to be in quotes. Now all you have to do is run the program by pressing run, and it prints hello world. Let's make this a little prettier and put a little exclamation mark there. We're going to run the program again, and that is hello world. Now we're going to do a little modification to this program to make it different. And instead of saying hello world, we're going to say comma and say hello Poca Maria. Okay, we run the program, and there it is, hello Poca Maria. Very easy, very simple. But don't get misled by this, because programming can get really complex pretty fast. So you're going to start slow so you can grasp everything. All right. So continuing, I said that this print command is used to print things on the screen of the computer. We can print words and phrases and characters, but we can also print numbers. So to print numbers, I use the same. I'm going to use the same function up here. Oh, by the way, this command print is a function in Python. So a function is a block of code that does something, and this particular function prints stuff on the screen of the computer. So let's say you want to print something other than words or phrases or names. So you're going to print numbers. All you have to do is put the number inside the parentheses. No need to put quotes. Okay, let's say 5. If I want the computer to print 5 on the screen, when I run the program by pressing here, it's going to print 5 there. So 5 here is a number. However, if I do this, put 5 inside quotation marks, now this is not a number anymore. This is a string. A string in programming is anything that's within quotes. In Python, these could be single quotes, or this could be double quotes, like I'm using double quotes right now. So it looks like a number, but it's just the image of the number. You cannot use this for calculations. So you're going to run the program. When you see it printed, it looks exactly the same thing as when you run and print a number. But this one is not a number. This one is a string. Let me prove it to you. So let's say if I do this, 5 plus, plus 5. So I got 5 plus 5 without quotation marks. They're both inside the parentheses of the print command. If I run this here, it should give me the result of 10. And it works. It gave me the result of 10. Right? So two numbers being added. Very simple. But if I do this, put quotation marks around this 5 and quotation marks around this 5, so now it looks like we're adding 5 plus 5 as two numbers, but we are actually adding, concatenating, or adding, putting side by side two different strings. Let me run it and you can see what I'm talking about. You see, it looks like the number 55, but all we have here is 5, 5 together. It's not adding those two numbers because these are no longer numbers, because now they are inside quotation marks. So in programming, you have to know the difference between a number and a string. So every time you put something inside a string, even if it looks like a number, it's a string. Okay? And the other thing is, if I remove the quotation marks from one of these numbers and try to add this, so one number has quotation marks, so one number is a string, and the other one is a real number. So let's see what happens. So it gives you an error. So this is how Python tell you that there's an error to the code. It tells you which line there's a problem. So it says here the problem is on line 1, and it says which code that created that problem. So is the print statement that you see here, and then it tells you the type of error that happened because of this line. It says can only concatenate, or in other words, put together strings, not int. And then here is an abbreviation for the word integer, or number, whole number. All right. So you cannot add a string plus a number, a real number. You can add a string plus another string, or you can add a number plus another number and make a calculation, but you cannot do like string plus a number, okay? Because these are two different types of data. That's it. That's all I had for tonight. Very simple. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'm going to prepare your next lesson now. All right? Good luck.